Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Jurassic World Hammond Collection Lab Tour Henry Wu. Now, this is an interesting release for me, because back in 2021, when they first started doing things with the Mattel Creations website, they gave us the Legacy Collection Ray Arnold set. Which was cool. I did like that. I actually reviewed it on this channel, but still, I did like that set. But what's weird to me is that it was made available for pre-order in July of that year, and it didn't come out until, October, something like that. I forget when exactly, but it took a few months for it to, actually release. And even last year, when we got that one exclusive set with Donald Gennaro and the T-Rex, again, it was made available for pre-order in July, and it didn't come out until October of that year. And then we have this set. They announced it about a week ago, as of me recording this. It was made available for pre-order earlier this week. I think it was this Thursday actually. And sure enough, as of yesterday, it came in. So I just think that's a little weird. I'm not complaining. The sooner the better. But still, I guess I'm just kind of surprised of how soon this was this got out to people. But I digress. Either way, we finally have a Dr. Wu Hammond Collection figure. I know a lot of people have been wanting a Henry Wu figure, I personally couldn't care less, if I'm being honest. I don't hate the character, it's just, he was only in Jurassic Park for, a few minutes at most. I know, someone's gonna say, oh, Jurassic World. We don't talk about Jurassic World on this channel. Not anymore. We used to, but we don't talk about Jurassic World. But yeah, but we finally have a 1993 Henry Wu figure. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I've been rambling on for far too long. Let's just get into this. Normally I'd wait to talk about the accessories, but in this figure's case, I kind of want to talk about them now because there's actually a lot here. Including the packaging here, which is kind of an accessory all on itself. But anyway, the front here, we have a nice, it looks like the doors to the laboratory in Jurassic Park. InGen security system right there, which is really cool. On the top, we have the Jurassic Park logo. On the side, nothing. And same with this side, but on the back here, we have, again, the Jurassic Park logo and a little bit of a bio, so if you want to pause and read it now, go ahead. The underside, nothing at all, but if we open up these doors here, we have a very nice little diorama piece here, which is just the lab from Jurassic Park, and I think this is really cool, I like this little bit here, I wish this was, plastic. I wish this was, just, one of the accessories that you could, detach, but still, it is cool. I like, the little, dinosaur, blueprint here, from the movie, the Mr. DNA scene, and the nest in the background, and yeah, overall, I think this is really cool, and I do like it a lot. We do have a button here, and we do get four, we have some, lights and sound action here, so we have four little, things to go through, so here's the first one.
It's a velociraptor. And now, we can make a baby dinosaur.
We have a Henry Wu quote, and we have a Mr. DNA quote, which is really cool. And we have four of these, so that was the first one. Here's the second one.
There's no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park. Just one drop of your blood contains billions of strands of DNA.
That was the second one.
Perfect timer. A DNA strand like me is a blueprint for building a living thing.
That was the third one.
It's really not that difficult. Bingo. Dino DNA.
And that was the fourth one. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging here. Normally I don't talk about the packaging, but in this figure's case, I think, it's pretty cool. We have, lights and sounds, quotes from the movies, and just a nice little diorama piece. So, yeah, the packaging here is really cool. We also got a pair of alternate hands here. We have one open hand, which I don't know what the point of that is, and we have a hand that is holding a clipboard with some genetic mumbo-jumbo on it. It's very small. I don't know what it says, but yeah. That's, yeah, two alternate hand pieces. Pencil. A hatching baby velociraptor. Unfortunately, the bottom is round, so it can't really like stand up on its own, which is a little unfortunate, but it's still a neat little accessory here. And probably my favorite accessory here. Here we have Mr. DNA. I never thought we'd have an official Mr. DNA figure, but here we are, and yeah, it's pretty cool. There's not a whole lot to it, it's just, a clear piece of plastic with a little bit of painting on it, but still, we have an official Mr. DNA action figure, and I think this is really cool. Now for the main man himself, Henry Wu. And like usual, to start, we'll take a look at the paint. And the painting on this figure, I think looks nice. His hair here, his hair is painted black, as well as his eyebrows. I mean, obviously they're going to be the same color, but there are some figures in the past that had mismatching hair and eyebrows, so I do think it's important to bring up. We have a nice fleshy tone for the skin here, which I think looks nice, and the painting on the face I think looks good. Like nothing looks out of place or nothing looks sloppy or anything like that. It looks good. Most of the body here, like all of the, like the limbs and everything, it's casted in this white plastic, which I think looks nice. There's a little InGen tag right there. His gloves here are casted in a slightly, a very bright shade of gray coloration here, which I think looks good. His pants have these bands. I don't know what these are for, but they are there for some reason. And of course, his shoes are painted white. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the painting on this figure. There's not a whole lot here, but it's all it really needs to be. It's nothing too special, but nothing bad or anything like that. It's fine. It's serviceable. I'd say the painting here gets a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the articulation, and the articulation on this figure is pretty much the same as the last couple Hammond Collection human figures that I talked about, so I won't go into too much detail, but in short, the head here is on a ball joint. The shoulders can move outwards, like so, and they can move 360. Same with the elbows here, we have a bend here, as well as a swivel. And the wrists, they can bend and swivel like so. The waist here is on a ball joint. Henry Wu can kick that far and kick back about that far. We do have some thigh swivels, though unfortunately on mine, they're a little messed up because there's a very noticeable gap that should not be there. Even when I take it out and try to mess with it, it just goes back to just, not looking right. So unfortunately, the thigh swivels on mine are, they could have been a little better. We have a double bend in the knees here. The ankles are on swivel, so they can move 360, and they can bend downwards like so. And that's pretty much it for the articulation on this figure. Aside from the broken thigh swivels, I think, the articulation here is still good. It's pretty much on par with other Hammond Collection, human figures we've gotten in the past, and I think it's good. So overall, the articulation on this figure, I'd say gets a pass. Now, we'll take a quick look at the sculpt, and the sculpting on this figure. So, when this figure was revealed, I saw pictures of this figure, and I was a little hesitant on buying this figure, mainly because of the sculpt. And first of all, let me just say, the body itself, I think looks good. The feet don't look too big, the hands don't look too small. Proportion-wise, I think the body looks good. Pretty much on par with the other Hammond Collection human figures we've gotten in the past. My biggest issue with the sculpting here is the head, because the head sculpt looks nothing like BD Wong from Jurassic Park. Obviously I'll put up a picture, but it just you look at the two, and it just doesn't look right, and it kind of throws me off. So, yeah, I do wish that they went back and just kind of tweaked the head sculpt and just made it look more like BD Wong, but unfortunately, this is the head sculpt we have, and we're just kind of stuck with it. So overall, I'd say the sculpting here gets half a pass. Again, like, the body itself looks good. It looks proportionately well. It's just that head sculpt is just really throwing me off. So yeah, unfortunately, the sculpting here only gets half a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the detailing, and the detailing on this figure, I think, is pretty solid, so let's take a closer look. So as we can see here, the head, I think, is detailed very nicely. The hair here, especially, I think, is detailed really nicely. A lot of nice defining here. Even like the detailing on the face, like, even though I don't like how the face looks, I will admit that, like, the detailing here, I think, looks pretty nice. His lab jacket here, I think, is detailed nicely as well. All of, like, the wrinkles and all the creases, like, in the sleeves here and in the, the torso area here, I think looks really nice. And even the pants here have a lot of really nice detailing here. Just a lot of really nice, creases and wrinkles here, and I just think that looks really nice. And the detailing on the shoes looks alright. There's not a whole lot going on here, but yeah, we do have a little bit of, like, some creases here, but yeah. The detail on this figure, I think, looks very solid. So, yeah, the detailing here is good. Detailing definitely gets a pass. Now, we'll do some size comparisons. Here we have the Hammond Collection Donald Gennaro. Here we have the Hammond Collection Tyrannosaurus Rex. Here we have the Hammond Collection Velociraptor, if she can stand. There we go. And of course, here we have Dr. Billy Grant. And here we have some hand sanitizer. So at the end of the day, should you get this set? Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Henry Wu's head sculpt here, I do think that this is a really nice set. I do think we get a lot of cool accessories here. Like, again, the fact that we have an official Mr. DNA figure is pretty cool. Like, it's like just a small little piece of plastic. It's nothing, but still, like, it's really cool. And even, like, the packaging itself, I think, is really cool, too. I like the, lights and sound thing. I like the little diorama we have. And, yeah, overall, like, again, like, Henry Wu's head sculpt is, they should have reworked that. But still, overall, I do like this set, and I do recommend that you pick it up. As far as price tags go, this set costs about $30 before shipping, which is honestly not bad at all. Because, like, we do get a lot here, and, like, the packaging itself, I think, is, like, worth, like, $10-15 on its own. So, yeah, like, overall, like, for $30, I think this is a pretty fair set to have. So, yeah, I'd say get the set if you can, but I digress. Anyway, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zack out.